Now to new fallout from that Harvey Weinstein bombshell. He's been fired, facing a cascade of harsh criticism from Hollywood stars, and now the Weinstein Company is looking to change its name. We're going to speak to one of the reporters who broke the story in a moment. First, Amy here with all the latest. Hey, Amy.
That's right, guys. This morning, Harvey Weinstein's name reportedly being stripped as executive producer from upcoming movies and TV shows as some of Hollywood's biggest stars break their silence about those allegations of sexual misconduct, and at least one famous friend of Weinstein's appears to be coming to his defense.
Thank you so much, the Academy and Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey, thank you for killing whoever you had to kill to get me up here today.
I would like to thank Harvey Weinstein.
During award show season, it often sounded like Harvey Weinstein was the Svengali behind many of Hollywood's top leading ladies. Even 20-time Oscar nominee Meryl Streep jokingly referred to him as God when she took home the Golden Globe in 2012 for The Iron Lady.
I just want to thank my agent, Kevin Uvain, and God, Harvey Weinstein. The Punisher, Old Testament, I guess.
But this morning, following Weinstein's resignation from the company that bared his name, Streep speaking out for the first time about the series of alleged sexual harassment and abuse allegations that Weinstein now faces. In a statement, she calls the women who've spoken up heroes and claiming she had no idea about Weinstein's alleged behavior, writing, "If everybody knew, I don't believe that all the investigative reporters in the entertainment and the hard news media would have neglected for decades to write about it." Other A-listers like Judi Dench, Julianne Moore, and Kate Winslet also publicly condemning the movie mogul Monday, Winslet calling his misconduct very, very wrong.
I don't know how you come back from something like this. I really don't.
But one longtime female friend of Weinstein seeming to come to his defense.
Fashion designer Donna Karan, speaking to a Daily Mail reporter on a red carpet, appeared to question the accuser's motivations.
It's not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today, and how women are dressing and, what they're asking by just presenting themselves the way they do. What are they asking for? Trouble.
Karen later said her comments were taken out of context. Actress Rose McGowan, who reportedly received a settlement, posted overnight saying men in Hollywood need to change. One very visible heartthrob coming out against Weinstein this morning, George Clooney, says he has known the movie mogul for 20 years, telling the Daily Beast Weinstein's actions were indefensible, disturbing on a whole lot of levels, and this is harassment on a very high level.
Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, who rocketed to fame following their Oscar win for Miramax's Good Will Hunting, have yet to comment.
And this morning, The Hollywood Reporter reporting that hours before Weinstein was fired, he sent a plea for support to movie moguls and CEOs. That email, however, reportedly went unanswered.
Yeah, did not get a lot of response to that. We're joined now by one of the reporters who broke the story, Megan Twohey of the New York Times. Thanks for coming in. This one, here's the big question I have. 2004, the New York Times looks at this, doesn't run a story. Last year, I think New York Magazine looks at this, doesn't run a story. What was different for you all this time around?
Well, that's a great question, and I think that there's no question that there's an unprecedented public conversation and concern about sexual harassment going on in this country, going back a year to when then presidential candidate Donald Trump was captured on that Access Hollywood tape bragging about groping women and harassing women. Since then, the New York Times has done a variety of stories of harassment charges against Roger Ailes, against Bill O'Reilly, against figures in Silicon Valley. And so while there had been rumors about Harvey Weinstein for years, I think that we recognize that this was a moment to really probe them, to go into them and take a hard look.
And perhaps some women feel more confident that their voice will be heard seeing some of those other instances take place. You report on several settlements being reached by Harvey Weinstein, and yet a code of silence within the Weinstein Company. Is it clear who knew what, when, and how difficult was it for you to get people to talk on the record?
Right, and I would say that this was probably one of the hardest stories I've ever reported, and I was working with an extremely talented partner, Jodi Cantor, and we had the support all the way up through the top of the New York Times. And it was still really hard. I mean, there was a code of silence. A lot of women were locked in confidentiality clauses and settlements. And so this was, at the end of the day, we were able to obtain some on-the-record interviews, but we also were able to obtain internal company memos and other things in which these allegations were, were made, stretching back decades.
So Weinstein's out now. Is the story over?
No, I think that this story is going to continue for weeks to come, if not longer. I mean, right now, there have been allegations, that we've been able to document going back decades and settlements. At least we were able to specify 5 settlements that were paid to women who had stepped forward after making complaints of unwanted touching or sexual harassment. But there's still questions about who knew what when, not just within the company, but within Hollywood in general.
We'll be watching. Megan Twohey, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.